leave it at that. I'll welcome Ham and
David.
David.
All right, all right. Hey, how we doing? Pamela
Hi,
and
everyone.
David Rosashka, how are you?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you on.
Thank
Glad
you.
you could
We're
make it
very
out.
grateful to be on. It's like meeting you guys for the first time in person, almost.
I love the New Zealand. It's New Zealand, right?
Yes.
Accent. Oh, I love New
Thank
Zealand.
you.
Where in New Zealand are you?
We're in a place called Tauranga, which is in the North Island of New Zealand. We've got a very simple. We've got two islands in New Zealand. They're called the North Island and the South Island.
I spent 6 months there.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
And I'm very familiar. Oh. And I love the North Island. I spent 5 months on the North Island and 1 month on the South Island. So
Oh nice.
I'm coming to visit as soon as you tell me I can.
Great. Yep. Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Team Be the Change goes down under. Oh yeah, better
Yes.
believe it.
A
We're
down
gonna
under
come do an
retreat,
event.
I think.
Well, if you guys keep up the pace you're doing, before long we're gonna have to come down there for an event for everybody.
You're
Mhm.
most
Yeah, definitely.
welcome.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit now. First off here, David and Pamela. I had the coaching call with Pamela. This is the first time I've actually had a chance to talk to you and meet you, Dave. So good to meet you finally after communicating in the team. Finally, face to face, had a chance to talk. And so right now, Pamela, you're a full-time midwife, and
Yes.
David just finished school. As far as we know, okay, and so we know that you had joined, and then we kind of had a disconnect in being able to connect for about a month to 45 days, and then we finally got on the phone and we talked about a strategy. And this is one of the things where she said, you know what, I'm just going to have to be blogging, and I'm going to set my intentions. I'm going to set my dates for when I'm going to be able to upgrade to the next product so that I can leverage my commissions more. And you know what? She set those intentions, she filled it out, and by God, she met all of them and was able to get all in. And within the first 30-day span that they started on this thing, Pamela blogging every day. I mean, I see her blog posts every day. I see them. She's got the juicing challenge she's doing. She's got certain posts. She's reblogging stuff every once in a while. She reblogged my post just yesterday or day before that. And then it did another post inspired by it, and I did read it right before the hangout, by the way. So I'm always actually reading and watching the videos and paying attention. I may not always let you know, but I'm always watching. And so I'm so happy and excited that you guys were able to pull this off and get going. Your first 30 days of really working the business, you've been able to get your investment back and earn over $5,000 in commissions. So I just want to turn it over to you and go ahead and tell us your story as to how this all came about for you, both of you. So go ahead.
Well, I spent a lot of time on Facebook, and your ad, Chris, came up on my Facebook Law of Attraction feed on my wall.
It works.
It worked. And I clicked on your link, watched your video, went straight to the David Sharp video. And is that video 80 minutes long? It's quite a long video, isn't it?
It was like 45 minutes or
Okay.
something, like 47, 48.
And I was captivated by what he was saying, and I spent the 40 minutes looking for in authenticity in him. I couldn't find it. I was seeing where he was being inauthentic because I was sure it was a scam, and I couldn't find it in the man. And I said to David, oh, this looks just so perfect. I'm going to do it. And he said, go for it. So I just signed up at the front end, and we had a Skype about a month later. And I originally my intention was to do the blogging, but the WordPress, the technology of the WordPress for me got in the way of that a lot. So I decided to wait till the Blog Beast came out, and then I thought the day the Blog Beast comes out, then I'm blogging every day, which I have. So in the meantime, I set up a Facebook marketing page, and I just I was looking at the Team Be the Change website, and I looked at some of the training that Perig had done about taking that first step and doing a Facebook ad, or just getting into action and just putting it out there. It might not be perfect. So that inspired me. So I set up a marketing page, And then I just started writing my story just from my heart about why I was doing this, what I was up to, because a lot of my friends were asking, what is this thing that you're doing? And then one of my colleagues, she's also a midwife, messaged me, and she's unfortunately Kylie Taylor. Hello,
Yeah.
Kylie. She's our only one
Sign up.
sign up, and she's gotten all in. She signed up 4 more people. And Courts D and Tarina O'Connell are starting to get all in as well. So we're even getting pass-ups from our one
sign
sign-up.
up, and that's the power of being all in. Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Oh.
is that one person is so valuable, so valuable. And so she couldn't do midwifery anymore because of her health. So this is her. She's committed to she got all in, and she's doing it, and we're having our own team hangouts on a Tuesday night and laughing through most of them. But we're just we're doing what you're telling us.
Yeah.
Basically.
And that's awesome. And the funny thing is, you're already doing your own hangouts, which is, that's something that just speaks volumes. That's the leadership stuff we talk about. So.
And that was Kylie initiated that one actually as well. So because it's her team of 4 people, and we just jump in on it. So it's really lovely.
Yeah.
Really
Now,
cool.
what time is it there right now?
It's 6:45 in the evening.
Can I ask you guys something? Because this, I believe I already know the answer. In fact, I'm like 90% sure that I know the answer to this. But there's some people who come in and they'll buy some of the products, or they'll even go all in, and they don't get results as quickly as you guys have. And I think back when I still had a job years ago, there was a lady who would constantly, I'd go out to the coffee room, the water cooler area where the waitresses were, and she would constantly, I was applying the law of attraction. My life was becoming more and more amazing. I was happy all the time and whatnot, and she would constantly complain to me about how shitty her life was, and tell me how she'd pray for things to happen, pray for her life to get better, and it just didn't seem to get better. And the one thing I asked her, I said, now let me just ask you one thing really quick. When you're praying, and now she prayed to God, she was Christian, and I said, when you're praying to God, do you believe that He's going to answer your prayers? Do you believe that you're going to get your prayers answered? And she said no. Right, and that's the way I feel most people are when they do something. Well, now you guys, when you came in, you got all in. You had faith right away that you're going to make this happen. Like you just knew, even though you didn't know how. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best part of their products for me personally was the first lesson of the 15K formula.
Yep.
When you set your vision.
Life changing.
I love what I do, but it's a hard job being on call, getting out of bed at 3 in the morning. My family misses out on me a lot, and I'm done with working long hours. I want to be with my family. I want to work from home, and that the why is so strong that I'm getting it no matter what. I don't care what it takes, and I don't think I've watched TV for 4 months.
That's awesome.
But inspired action is amazing. Like sometimes one of us will be up out of bed at 5 a.m. to do some training because we just want it so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So massive action, but inspired action, there's a huge difference.
Yeah. With me, it was a little bit different. And by me about to tell this story, it's evidence of what breakthrough that I got in through Empower Network. Quite a few years ago, on the 14th of February 1996, I had a life-changing moment where I was in a family that was successful, and I felt like I really didn't fit into my family. I was the square peg in the round hole type of black sheep in the family, which drove me to a place where I really didn't feel like I didn't fit into society, and I also used to question quite frequently what would people say at my funeral, and it would always be answered by, well, nobody cares about me. So one day what I did is I had a bad day at work, and I turned to having a few drinks with some mates, and what happened is I ended up being separated from my mates that night, and I started walking along a set of railway tracks, and I thought, like, this is it. You know, I don't want to live anymore. So what I did is I lay in front of the tracks and waited for a train to come along. And what happened that night is actually one did, and it ran over the lower half of my body. And I can remember lying on the ground with two paramedics on either side of me, frantically trying to save my life. And I said to them, can you please not tell my mother? Because I knew that would break her. Like, that moment would break her. I eventually lost consciousness and woke up 24 hours later with a nurse standing over the top of me, and she put her hand on my shoulder and said, David, do you realise what's happened? And I was like, no, what's happened? And she said, your accident was so severe that we had to remove cut both of your legs off, so you're a double amputee now. And I can remember feeling completely lost and vulnerable and just pissed off at the world, and I felt like I was on my own. I can remember being in the hospital, and I was in hospital for 3 months, and every night I couldn't sleep because my brain was going crazy. And every night at 5:45 a.m. I could hear trains going past every day, and every day that I heard those trains going past, it would break me a little bit more until I got to a stage where I didn't feel anything. I had no feeling at all. But little did I know that actually the hardest part was yet to come, what my true hell was yet to come. When I got home after being in the hospital, the phone calls stopped, the letters of encouragement, people got on with their lives, and that's when I had to deal with my own stuff and my own feelings, and that was devastating for me. So how I coped with it is I locked myself away for 4 years, and I didn't venture outside my house for 4 years, because it's like Chris said, I was scared of what people would think of me in the outside world. I was ashamed of who I was. Every time I woke up, every time I took a shower, it was a reminder of how low I'd got. So I kept myself in a safe little bubble at home until one moment when my mum approached me and said, David, I can't do this anymore. I can't see you destroy yourself anymore. You need to seek help. You need to see this counsellor. And I thought, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't need help, you know, as you do, try and tough it out. But I went to the counsellor just to shut her up, really. But what I got is a life-changing moment, or the shift for me in that moment, was when she said that my own sister told her a year before that she thought I did die that day, because all I was a shell of a person, and just there was no soul to me whatsoever. So what I did is she put me onto a personal development program, which is called the Landmark Forum, and I attended the Landmark Forum, and what I really got from the Landmark Forum is just how much my family loved me, and how much of a load of shit that story was, of how I was worthless, how I didn't fit in, how I was a black sheep of the family. They've got this analogy in the Landmark Forum where they talk about a sporting arena. You've got the people in the stands observing people playing the game of life, and you've got the people on the field who are playing the game of life hard out. I was the person in the stand, just observing life, not living at all. So what I got out of the Landmark Forum is I got to get out of the stands and start living for the first time. And then this brings me to now, which is the Empower Network. The major breakthrough that I got in Empower Network is on Krista's Hangout. hearing Krista talk of her inspirational story of self-worth, of I can do this, drawing the line in the sand and saying enough is enough, it's my time to shine now, and just stepping through the fear and going for it. And that's something that resonated with me in my life, because that's what my life's all been about, has been thinking small and just not going for it in life. So she really inspired me to get all in with the Empower Network. She inspired me to now look in the mirror and look at the person through the mirror and look them in the eye and feel self-love. Whereas before that hangout, I was not able to do that. All I would see was hate. I'd hate that person for what I've done to myself and how I've become. So she taught me how to love myself again. The thing is, there's a beautiful analogy that I've learned through the Empower Network, is some people live for 90 years, whereas others live 1 year 90 times. So life is too short. You don't know when things are going to be taken away from you. Like, for example, my legs has been taken away, which means I can't do things. You never know, like, when people might pass on, and you might not be able, you might miss the moment. See, with Empower Network, this is your moment to shine. This is your moment where you can have the life that you want. So just go out there and do it. Like, if I can take on a train and win, you can take on an Empower Network and win. So that's my message.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm in a little shock right now. Wow.
No, I like well, first off, Dave, I love your story. I mean, that's powerful, man, and I'm definitely in awe right now of like what has happened and whatnot. But the cool thing that I see here as well is that Krista got involved for probably a lot of similar reasons. One, it might have been money in the beginning. I don't quite remember exactly why Krista got involved in the beginning, but she started having massive emotional breakthroughs, and like you said, she started loving herself, so much so that she wasn't even making money yet, but her life was completely transformed, and her life was more amazing because she just continued to listen to what we were talking about on these hangouts and surround herself with the people here, and decided that she was going to continue taking action. And one of the things Krista said, and I think this is just so powerful, is one of the big reasons why she didn't give up is because she was fully committed. She was all in financially, and that kept her around long enough to be able to have those breakthroughs and make her life better. Now she's affected your life in an amazing way, and you guys are going to go on to affect thousands of people's lives. It's that butterfly effect thing that goes on there. And one of the things I want everyone to really take in here, I wrote a really long email about this years ago. Just imagine for a moment, imagine if you were to give up right now. Imagine if you were to give up, how many people's lives would not be changed? And then imagine if you decide right now that you're going to go on and you're going to become all you can be, and you're going to change your life, and you're going to become a better person, and you're going to just go out there and be amazing, and you're going to inspire someone, and you might inspire thousands of people, but you might inspire that one person that goes on to completely transform things. And the analogy I used is you might inspire that one person in the back of the room that goes out there and builds a team of 10,000 people, and now every single year they're building water wells in third world countries and helping thousands of people around the world every year to get clean water for drinking or whatever it is they're doing. So understand that you are being, Mark Hoverson always said this, if you can go out and achieve your greatness, if you can go and become great and you don't do it, you're being selfish, because you're holding back on so many more people whose lives you would change by simply taking action and becoming your best. So thank you, man. I mean, that's just so awesome. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do.
See, it's also, with you, Jordan, you're a big part of it as well. I just wanted to acknowledge you for the way that you've been being in the Hangouts as well. But all of the leadership team, they've been empowering us to give us the breakthroughs that we need, to be here. So you guys are amazing, amazing people. And it's more than just making money, like you guys say. It's empowering people.
Yeah,
Right.
we really got today really that it's actually not about the money. And I've got a story too, but I think I'll save that for next time. I don't think I can beat that one.
It's fine. It's all right.
If you can inspire one person and change one person's life, then how good does that feel? You know, you might have saved somebody's life tonight. You just don't know.
Right.
You never know.
It might be somebody that's feeling in that same space, and that's incredible.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
And that's what this is all about. It's empowering each other as human beings.
And that's why we call ourselves the Powerful Family as well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, you know, the beautiful thing about, I mean, and I see all these comments in the comment stream, and one of them is like, that story would make me buy, where's the link? I mean, I know, like, the more you share your story, David, and Pam, I'm sure you have an amazing story as well, you're going to have success with that. And that's the thing. We all have a story. Everybody has a story that has the potential and the power to inspire people. And different people are going to connect with different stories and different people, but if you just are brave enough, like I know that took a lot of courage tonight, David, for you to share that, and it's just, you know, thank you for trusting us enough to just open yourself up like that. But I mean, you touched me to the core, and I know that there's a lot of other people on here as well, and I know as you go out with that story, and the more you share it, the more people you're going to inspire. I can just see you both as like humongous leaders because of the power that you have to inspire people with your story. And I just want to piggyback that by saying that every single person that's listening to this right now, you have a story too. It's different than David's, it's different than Pam's, it's different than mine, it's different than Chris's, it's different than Jordan's. We all have our own story. And every one of our stories has the power to really inspire people and help people take their lives to the next level in whatever way that looks like. David Sharp's story inspires people who might be struggling from drug addiction, or, you know, like everybody has some pain in their lives that people can relate to, and that's what gives us the power to inspire people. And I just love that you just came out here and did that tonight right off the bat. I mean, yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
So I also think it's about taking your hand off the handbrake and it's letting go. And when you let go, there's something really big that you get out of from doing that. So that's my advice: is just let go and just play full out.
And I just want to acknowledge my beautiful husband, because that's the first time even I've heard that story to that extent. So that's the first time you've got a world debut of that story tonight, because I've heard the story, but I haven't felt it from the feelings that he felt. So I want to acknowledge him for that.
That's awesome. I want to acknowledge you too, David. That's an amazing story. And it takes courage to come out here and be authentic. The funny thing is that it can be the toughest thing when it's also the most natural thing, when we just allow it to be. And, you know, oftentimes we hold back from telling our story for fear of someone looking at it or making a judgment of it or something like that, when it really comes down to how many people can you completely transform. And you may be the one person that comes along in that person's path, and you tell them that one thing and it unlocks everything. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen many times. It's the same thing as what Krista's story did for you, and the cycle continues forward, and now you're paying it forward too. And now you've just, you know, recently finished school, and now you're coming in full time to be a powerhouse couple and do this thing together. And you've got the inspiration, you've got the why, you've got the purpose, you've got your clarity, you know why you're doing this thing, and you've been down, you've been out, you've been in a space in life where you know, hey, I know that path, and I'm not going to go down that again. And so I want people to chime in the comments. Who wants to go down under and have an event? That's what I'm asking.
And speaking of events, David, Hailey, and myself, we've bought our tickets to Miami, booked and paid
Yes!
for.
Yeah.
If we can do it from the bottom of the world, people in America, what's your excuse? Buy your tickets and get to the event.
Yeah.
We know the value that event's going to give us. We know being around people like Chris, Jordan, and Amy, times that by 6,000, around that for 3 days, you can't pay enough money for that. You can't pay enough money for that.
I see you guys on stage at that event.
Oh, yeah.
You do know she's like the Oracle of Delphi. She's like the Oracle. She sees it. She sees it.
Mhm.
So it's going to happen now. I hope you guys know that. So that's so awesome. Seriously, thank you so much. It's just so cool to see the people that step up and don't make any excuses for themselves. And here we go. I mean, we were just talking about the events at the beginning of the Hangout, and here we are. You're doing everything that's asked of you, that you were, shown to do, and you're even taking it all the way from down under all the way to Miami. I mean, that's for everyone here. Let this be seen and let this be witnessed right here and right now, that someone can just not make any excuses whatsoever, and look what can happen. I mean, they went all in, okay? They went all in. They didn't hold back. They didn't wait. They didn't just let anything stop them. They found a way. They got all in, and guess what? It's already all come back to them. As a side note,
This is exactly what we were talking about at my house the other night, Chris. Remember, we were talking about Shauna. Same thing. She does everything that she's told to do. She follows every instruction on the team site. She does everything. She does what we say to do. She comes back. She asks questions. We tell her, give her some more advice. She does that. And she went all in right away. Krista, same thing. I mean, the people that really just take this on and say, this is it, I'm doing this. I mean, I did the same thing. I was sick and tired of not having the life that I wanted. And when I joined Empower Network, I said, this is the vehicle that's going to take my life to the next level. This is it. That's it. End of, period, end of story. And that's what you guys have done. And
which, by the way, is full circle here, which is so awesome, is that from Krista's story, she's gone through her marketing, she's been doing her thing, and just this month, she's already had a $4,600 month, or what was it? Yeah, $4,000 month already, just this month. So she's breaking through too. It happens.
It does. And we've been failing forward. We haven't even finished half the training yet, but we've just been applying what we've been taught and taking chances, and we've been going off on tangents and building our own websites, which nobody told us to do, and funnily enough, they don't convert. So, we're being human beings about it as well, but there is nothing in the way of that path. Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing can get in the way.
Awesome. That's it. You all heard it right here on the Hangout. Nothing can get in the way. Nothing. And it's the same for any of you. Don't let anything get in the way. Don't make excuses. Don't look for things to be offended by. Don't look for reasons why this thing couldn't work. Just follow the leader. Follow the leaders that have come before you. Shauna got on. Dave and Pamela have gone on. There's many other leaders in the team with success stories. They didn't make excuses. Yeah, sure, things got tough. Did you just hear Pamela say, look, we tried to build our own sites, they didn't convert, we tried to do our own thing, we just took a bunch of action. And the cool thing is, they weren't afraid to mess it up, and did you hear her say it? Failed forward, okay? So, like I said at the beginning, isn't this funny how we say things and then the people that are doing it come on and back up everything we say? That wasn't scripted, that wasn't planned. All I said to them before this was, hey guys, we want to have you out on a Hangout to interview you. Cool with it? They're like, we'd be honored. And I'm like, cool. We didn't talk about, hey, I'm going to say this and then you're going to say this. No. Did any of that go on?
We were laughing like, oh my God, that so fits in with your story, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So, yeah, it all is.
So once again, here's the proof. and here it is. And there's nothing that it's all here for you guys. It's all here. Pam and Dave followed it, and so did others. It's in our team site. We've got the people here, and I'll tell you what, that secret sauce, we don't have to teach you that now because Pam and Dave, they just gave you that secret sauce. That's what it is. What they got, what they're talking about, that's that secret sauce. That's
I think the secret sauce isn't outside of you, it's inside, and you need to look inside. Your story is there, and it's actually glaringly obvious in your face, but you need to actually be brave enough to look at it and see it for what it is.
And realize what you bring to the table is just as important as anybody else. You know,
Yeah,
I sat
absolutely.
around a table of internet marketers last week with some very successful ones, and the leader of it, my buddy Aaron, he said, you know, if you're coming here just to get something, then you've missed the point. Because when we come together in community, in family, when we come here to lift each other up and make each other stronger as a whole, then you come here and you've got a part to contribute. So come here feeling like your part that you have to contribute is put right out there, that you can give as much as you can get, and look here to give, and when you give, you're gonna get automatically. That's the way it works. So on that note, for those of you who want to give and chime in about how this resonated with you, about how Pam and Dave's story resonated, about even how Shauna's story last weekend resonated, and everything you've heard about on these Hangouts tonight, chime in the comments below. And for those of you who wonder how to get on there, there's a real simple button just below the Join Team Join BTC button that says sign in. If you don't know how this works, it's real easy. Click that button and it gives you options. You can sign in with your Google account, with your Facebook account, your Twitter account, your LinkedIn account, whatever you want there, and then you can start making comments too. You can also interact and like and give back to the other people who have given comments, and go in there and give your part too. And step up and be a part of the community. That's what we're here. We're a part of the family. So what I want to do is officially welcome you, Pamela and Dave, to the family. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for sharing your story. I have no doubt whatsoever that we're going to be seeing you on the beaches of the world and in Miami and hanging out with us, having fun and masterminding and co-creating and making things happen and being leaders and enjoying life and doing what we're meant to do here. And I appreciate it and look forward to working with you. So thank you for coming out.
And thank you for inviting us. It's been our pleasure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I had both my kids at home, Pamela, so I have a special place in my heart for midwives.
Oh, you're special too. We have special places in our hearts for women that birth at home. That's powerful in itself.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of kids, ours are going to be coming home soon, so the whole thing will change. So we might just...
All right. Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to see if we can finish up here on the Hangout a little bit and see what we can do. But any last words here, Dave or Pamela? You got any last words here before we let you go?
That's pretty much it.
I just want to say, if you're sitting on the fence, if you're thinking of getting in, just get all in, get to the event, stop stalling your life. Make a decision. If you make a decision and you have the intention to do it, the space between not doing it and doing it is just suffering. So make a decision and take action to get that decision and just go for it. Otherwise, you're just going to suffer.
You don't have to suffer.
No.
Wow,
No.
I'm really typing that and writing that down. I love that quote. The space between not doing it and doing it is only suffering. That's like a perfect blog post headline. That's almost like a capture page headline. That's a call to action right there.
That is.
Wow.
Did you guys hear what Tony Rush said last night on the call? I wrote this down too. This is awesome. There are a lot of people who are upset because they don't have any money in exchange for the work they are not doing.
Yeah, that's exactly true.
Yeah.
And I need to also tell you that when I first joined at the $25 level, I looked at my e-wallet every day and wondered why there wasn't $25 in it. I hadn't done a thing. I hadn't done anything. So, you do actually have to do something. You have to get into action, people. It's not going to just fall on your lap.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Wow. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you. We love you, Pamela and Dave. Thank you for being a shining beacon example of light for us. Thank you so much. And we just look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for coming out. And we'll be in touch. We'll get an update from you soon.
Anytime. Thanks, guys. Love you guys too.
Love you.
Thank you so much. You've changed our lives.
Great to have you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.